Hi Sagittarius, it's Lynn from Tinker Tarot, and I'm here to do your August 2025 video. I want to apologize for being late. I have been working full-time for the past 3 weeks, so I didn't have a chance. I was kind of too tired at night to do it, and you don't want to be tired doing this stuff. You want to be fresh and good, you know? So I have it all laid out here. Hopefully I don't knock anything down like I did once already. But I wanted to talk about August a little bit. So August is named after Augustus Caesar, Julius Augustus Caesar. He liked to name things after himself. It's the 8th month. And 8 is an important number because it represents balance in our lives, stability and balance. It also represents transformation. You know, we go from one side, things come around and they go around, you know what I mean? And that there's a cycle to it. But it represents transformation because after you've gone through something, you come around, you know what I mean? It's an ambitious number, 8 is, and it represents the achiever. It's a lucky number 2 in the Chinese horoscope. They really consider it a lucky number, and they base all their weddings and special occasions. They're hoping someone's born around the 8 because it's a rebirth time, you know. There's these two, male and female, sun and moon. It's, you know, it's a very sensitive balance sort of thing. It's also karmic. It's about give and take. You know, if you're getting, you need to give. If you're giving, you soon will get. You know, it all, what comes around goes around kind of thing with the 8, right? I made some notes here. Strength and careful control. I want to really stress that careful control because we need to be careful with that and not take too much or loom too much over something. And also abundance. So it's a really good time of growth. So after saying that, I'm looking at your reading and it looks like growth and change there is, transformation, like I said. What jumped out for you is the King of Cups, the Prince of Wands, and the Star. So there's a sense of emotional maturity here with the King of Cups. You know, he's matured and now knows how to balance and control his emotions. This could be you and your energy going through this right now, Sagittarius, where you've gained emotional maturity and know how to regulate your emotions, you know. But I feel like there's something that could be going on in your work, career, creative life, perhaps, where things are, you could be doing a lot of things, creating a lot of things, and also something going on within yourself, a change, a transformation going on with yourself, especially with the Star. I see you taking action to take care of those 4 parts of yourself, your spirituality, your emotions, the way you think, you know, and your physical self. You're starting to take charge, take action, and transform those areas in your life. Where'd that come from? You're transforming, you're getting rid of any toxins or anything, doubt, you know. Think of those 4 directions, you know, those 4 parts of the selves, and how to cleanse those out. How to cleanse your body, how to cleanse your mind, cleanse your spirit, cleanse your emotions. So you're taking action on doing that at this time in your life, okay? That's the underlying energy. In the recent past, there could have been some sort of news that came in. And I feel like it made you feel emotional at first. You got emotional about it, perhaps. And you it kind of left you in this limbo. I feel like you couldn't really say or do anything to affect the change, to affect what was happening, but there is an ending here. You're hearing about an ending, and it's a good ending. Like for someone, they're moving on to something new. This could be you or someone around you. This could be at work. Perhaps someone is retiring. Perhaps they've physically on physical leave. Perhaps they're pursuing some sort of higher education. It's some sort of change, but I feel like you can't really do or say anything to affect the change, although you want to. I think you want to. Um, I also think that there's something about the past that is part of what's keeping you in limbo. Maybe the way things turned out in the past, you think they'll happen again, or this is the same old story sort of thing. But again, I see that changing, With the judgment here, there's transformation, there's change because you've matured in some way. You start out as the princess and you're maturing into the queen and king here. So I think you're also trying to transform maybe patterns or cycles in the past, maybe the way you thought in the past, maybe the way you got defensive, felt helpless. So you're changing and transforming those old ways, those old patterns in your life. But this news, this information that you get is what kind of triggers it, right? But this trigger helps you. It helps you deal with something once and for all, kind of thing. In the present, which is more like the middle of August, it looks like there's someone could have hurt your feelings. You might hurt someone's feelings. Feels like a triangle situation. You may feel caught in the middle, or having to pick a side in some way, and you don't want to. I don't think you're like that. You can see both sides. You're that kind of person. You know what I mean? And you also may have to say something that is the truth that someone doesn't like, which is causes this hurt. You're honest. I think you're an honest person, and so you may have to deal out words that are, the truth, basically. The truth, right? Don't ask a Sagittarius how you look, because they will tell you honestly. They think they're being kind, and they are. They're trying to be kind and helpful, but sometimes the person receiving this information is sensitive or not expecting that. You know, so anyway, I feel like, again, there's some sort of success happening for you around some sort of sadness, okay? There's some sort of sadness. There could be regret. There could be bad news or information. And, but I see success in this. So this could be around your family. It could be at work, who you work with, some sort of situation. And in some ways, I feel like you're in your element, because if you're a Sagittarius, you're most likely a healer, a helper, a humanitarian of some sort. Sagittarius have huge hearts, and they are problem solvers. They try and solve things and help in some way, And I can see you in this situation trying to help, right? But you may have to deliver some hard truths in doing this, okay? I think you're hoping for the success of everyone. You want everyone to improve and be happier and be more successful, whatever that means for them. And then there's the Ace of Swords. This could be an offer. It's definitely news that it could be a contract too, an agreement, a contract, a lease, or something like that, something new. in this situation. And that's like mid-August. Near the end of August, I can see that there's something, like I feel like you're letting your emotions get in your head. So you may get sensitive, or someone around you may get sensitive about something. Like I said, in the middle here we have the hard truths that something is disappointing for someone, or not what they were expecting. But I think for you, the underlying energy is success and a new beginning, okay? But it feels like sometimes when we get defensive, or we don't look at something well enough, read the whole contract so that we're understanding what we're getting into, there could be some sort of disappointment or defensiveness of something in some way. I think that you need, because I think that you were hoping, you saw it in one kind of light and it's being presented in a different kind of light. And again, not what you were expecting, So I think that you want to be clear. That's one of the things you really want, is to be clear and mature, and so that you know what you're going into, so that there's no confusion, there's no disappointment, you know what you're walking into. And then I see you at the Two of Wands, and so basically the world is in your hands. You're able to go in either direction. However, at this point you can't see where it will lead. You could be in the learning curve, learning a new position, a new craft, a whole new job, or how to do something. I feel like you're learning something new. Now, at the same time, you have the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is successful. She's independent. She also takes care of herself. She takes care of herself so that she can take care of everything she needs to take care of. She's balanced. She's a business woman, or man for some of you. She's very nurturing, like a mother figure, a leader. She is smart and practical. Doesn't she knows what to do with what she has, kind of thing, okay? You also have the Chariot and the Eight of Diamonds that jumped out here. So the Chariot shows that you're going to make a decision. You're being pulled in two directions. You could either go this way or you could go that way, and you're not sure which way to go. You're kind of in the middle, like the Hangman up here, in that limbo. And in some ways, you don't feel like it's your decision, but ultimately it is, Sagittarius. It is your decision, okay? So you decide you are going to. I think you're going to be offered two ways you can go. So you're going to have to decide, okay? And this is going to be victorious for you. I think you're going to be happy with what you decide. And I feel like there's business conversations going on here with this Eight of Diamonds. This is money talk, basically. So talking money and talking contract, perhaps, talking how it's going to be. Like I said, being clear with your communication so that you can be triumphant, you can be victorious. A lot of good energy for victory, for success. It's the communication you got to get down better. And not just what you give, but how you receive it, all right? What you're hearing. Because you got to take a little bit of the emotion out of it there and really use your head, be clear. So, in the cartomancy, first off, you have the King of Diamonds, the Four of Hearts, and the Eight of Hearts. So there's some sort of love talk. There could be a proposal possibly here from someone. The King of Diamonds is usually an older man, a father figure, could be just a guide, someone who you go to for advice, could be your boss, could be your banker, your wealth management person, could be your credit counselor. But anyway, I feel like there's something emotional here that's coming to you. I feel like an offer in some way. This is definitely love talk. This is definitely at an occasion. It could be a small gathering, could be a party, could be a wedding. Like the Four of Hearts sometimes is a wedding, and especially with this Eight of Hearts. So you either could be meeting someone or getting an offer at this get together. I feel like it's a very happy time, okay? Lots of support and affection and kisses and hugs and good stuff. Coming in, you have the Seven of Hearts, the Eight of Clubs, and the Six of Hearts. Lots of hearts going on, Sagittarius. So there could have been a bit of jealousy or envy around you from someone. It could be at work, possibility. I think ultimately there's some sort of relationship here that's going to grow because you're going to work something out. You're going to work out whatever this jealousy, envy issue is. I think it's because they really care. I don't think it's real negative jealousy or negative energy. I think that it's something that can be talked out, worked out, and is going to make the relationship grow. Okay? Above you, you have the Queen of Hearts, the Seven of Spades, and the Two of Hearts. So, the Queen of Hearts is usually someone, ourselves, or someone we're attracted to. She could be a family member as well, sister, mother, aunt, someone like that around you. This is someone nurturing, caring. It could be even a best friend, But it looks like there's tears, and then this is like a date or a get-together. It's also love. It's also love. If it's a friendship or someone you're interested in, I think these are tears of joy. I think there's something happy happening here. You're delighted with this person. I think that, or they're delighted with you, and I think that there's going to be something building here in this friendship, relationship. You also could have had a heart-to-heart talk and like I said, work something out here. And these are tears of joy that you're seeing eye to eye, that you're together now. Could be reunited even for some of you. Now this is normally your work pile. Whoa, is it ever? Holy goodness. So you have the Ten of Clubs, the Ten of Spades, and the Seven of Clubs. So it looks like there's something coming to completion here, okay? Something at work, something that you're doing. It's also some sort of success. You're able to complete something, finish something, but with this completion comes something new, comes a door opening, because you have the Ace of Swords here for sure, and all these transformation cards. This Ten of Spades sometimes represents some sort of barrier that's hard to get around, to complete. There's something that's difficult to get around here for you to complete this, or you complete it and then there's a barrier and it's got you worried. So something at work that is creating a barrier in some way. And it may not even have to do with your energy. It could have to do with some other energy. But it's got you a little worried, a little concerned about how you're going to handle it, how you're going to get around this barrier, what you're going to do about it. How others see you or influencing you. You have the Two of Diamonds, the Jack of Diamonds, and the King of Hearts. So there's a message here, okay? This is a meeting, usually about money. It doesn't have to be. It can be about romance or passion, too. Could be a passionate meeting. So you could be asked out, and you could be asked out by the King of Hearts. This goes very well with this Queen of Hearts energy up here, okay? Because I wonder if you will be asked to a meeting or to meet based on investing in something, okay, possibly. And so the Jack of Diamonds usually brings some sort of news after a meeting, and it could be from the King of Hearts. The King of Hearts is much like the Queen of Hearts, that he's a sweetheart, usually very nice, a close friend, a relative, a romantic interest. I feel like you're going to get news from this person. I think it could happen at a meeting that's planned. You get news of a meeting, and I think you're going to get news at the meeting from this person, okay, or about this person. There's obviously, and you know, the Queen had a Two of Hearts, the King has a Two of Diamonds. This is both fondness, affection, passion, even, perhaps. Sagittarius. So, in the foundation, you have the Four of Clubs, the Five of Spades, and the Nine of Hearts. So, the Four of Clubs suggests that there's some sort of doubt at work, okay, or around your creative energy. There's some sort of doubt. You're not sure which way to go. You're even not sure if you're going. You know, it feels like, I feel like there's a little bit of, you have some doubts about yourself, or the belief in you, how others believe in you, if they believe in you or not. And this is why you feel like you may not move or advance or take that direction, because you want to be believed in. You know, you want to erase any doubt, and I think you're going to be successful. I think some of these thoughts are yours and yours alone. They're your own thoughts in your own head, Sagittarius. Your doubt and disbelief. There also could be, for some of you, because this is in the past, this has already happened, the foundation, okay, is I feel like some of you think you've already lost something. You know, you're already giving up and packing your things and saying, well, you know, that's the end for me, and it was nice knowing you and nice working for you or whatever. You're already packing up, but I think you have a surprise happening here. So either you're going to get surprised and you're going to achieve something that you didn't think you would, or you're going to be very happy with how this turns out with this loss. You don't get something you thought you might or may not. You're kind of really sitting in the middle here on the teeter-totter, and you're happy with it. I think you're happy either way it's going to turn out, but there's something lost here. There's either, maybe it's your time that's lost, could be valuables that's lost, could be something lost here. And so this is why you're doubtful about which way to go here, right? But I think you're going to be happy with how it turns out. And in your surprise pile, You have the 9 of clubs, the 3 of spades, and the 9 of diamonds. Wow. So the 9 of clubs is the job site. This is where this is happening. There's a lot of stuff happening around your work, it looks like to me here, all right? And the 9 of diamonds is ambition and success, okay? And then you have the 3 of spades in between. And the 3 of spades is an obstacle. There is an obstacle here to your success or your ambition. Now it's a small obstacle. It's only a 3. It's a small obstacle. But there's might be something that you have to, like perhaps you have to do training. Perhaps you have to take a course. They want you to, like they realize you're not educated or trained in a certain area, and it's an obstacle. Like because I think there's every reason to believe you're going to be successful here. There's every reason to believe, but however, there's something I feel like you need to achieve or change or tweak here to get there, to where you want to be. I think there's a possibility of making more money, again, but you might need more skills or training or something that you're lacking, or that you need, or something like that. I feel like you have to tweak something, improve something, add something, something like that. I think there's a lot of training and skills you already have that you're bringing to the table, but there's some things you don't have, you're lacking in. Like we're not all the whole package, right? So I think this is going to balance out. There's a 9 on either side. And I think this is going to, because 9 is like completion, but not finality. It's completion without finality. There's a new chapter. It's the completion of that chapter, but now there's a new chapter. So I kind of really getting that feeling, especially with these 10s over here. So I think you're a good talker, Sagittarius, and I think often you can, talk your way through, negotiate. You're a problem solver, like I said, and I feel like you can negotiate. Maybe that's what you're sensitive about. They're saying, well, you are pretty great and you're very skilled and talented, but you don't know this and you don't know that, and that's a big minus. And that could hurt your feelings a little bit. You could feel disappointed or something, but don't let that stuff, it's minor. Whatever this obstacle is, it's minor. It's something you can get around, you can handle, you can hurdle this, okay? Because you're the kind of person that absorbs things easily. You want to learn anyway. You love learning. So it's not like you can't handle it. But I love that you got a wish card here, and the sun itself in the dead center of your reading is a wish card. It's a yes card. It's a success card. So whatever you're wanting in your heart, you're going to get. Okay? If you're kind of like, I don't know if I want it, like, oh, it's there and I could take it, do I want it? So if you're hemming and hawing about something, maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's not your heart that's driving you toward that. So, we'll see, Sagittarius. You are going to pick a direction here. And I think that you're going to be happy because you can now focus. You might be unfocused because your energies might be scattered in a couple different places. And it's hard for you to focus your everything on one of these things. And you really need to, okay, to be successful. but you're going to be. Like, the Chariot is a victorious card too, and it's after hard work. You've had to work hard, but it's how's it phrased? It goes, a hard-won victory. That's it, a hard-won victory. So I think you're going to be okay. Anyway, let me know how this is for you, what it means for you. And congratulations on whatever you're doing here, Sagittarius. It looks like you're going to be very happy. And in that balance, that 8, right? Those 2 circles here, down here. So anyway, let me know. Love you bunches. And sorry about being late. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.